It's the end of March, beginning of April. The coronavirus is in full swing, and I'm back with some more books. So hello and welcome back. I took March off to focus on some more writing pursuits. I am now back to talk about my reading ones. So I started out the month of April with Susan Fox's Love Unexpectedly. I picked this up from one of those like discount book bins at a secondhand shop ages ago, and it's just been sitting in my closet waiting to be read. I have to say, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a cute book, it was fun, and it was kind of flirty too. So it takes place in Canada, and it follows Kat and Nav, who are two best friends, and they're like right on the cusp of 20s turning into 30s. Kat's been established as an accomplished PR rep for this really bougie luxury hotel, and Nav has turned away from his family's import-export business in order to pursue his love of photography and turn it into an actual business. So the events that this book specifically focuses on in their relationship is a train ride they take across Canada because Kat is going to her younger sister's wedding and she's helping to plan it and all of that good stuff. Nav, meanwhile, has been in love with Kat since the day that they met, and he's been so far in the friend zone that he's just like, I'm gonna do something crazy, I'm gonna do this strangers on a train sort of deal, and hopefully that will make Kat fall in love with me. So, super typical rom-com. That said, I love rom-coms, so I really enjoyed this book. And of course, with what comes with that genre, there are those kind of frustrations where you're like, oh my gosh, don't you realize that you are in love? Why are you being so oblivious? So there are plenty of those to go around. There were definitely a few times where I was like, Kat, come on! And I just had to quit reading for a hot minute. That said, I thought that the characters were really well developed. It was kind of unique, the train setting, because kind of throughout they mention, they being Kat and Nav, that you can meet people on the train and you can tell them things that you would never tell anyone else, and it's all because they're strangers and you may or may not ever see them again. And so I thought it was really unique how Fox even made the strangers that they briefly meet their own person. Like, they felt very real, they felt developed, they didn't feel like they were just people in passing. So I really liked that. Something else I thought was kind of interesting is that, and I've talked about this in a number of books, but there's that shifting focalization again. But hers is very unique in that one chapter will be first person told from Kat's point of view, and then the next chapter will be third person with, it's still omniscient, but it's more of a focus from Nav's perspective. So you get to see some events from both sides, but at the same time, since Nav's chapters are third person removed, you do get a little bit of that external context around the situation. So I also really liked that. I think this was a really quick read. It was really entertaining. Even the parts where you're just like, come on, just see it already. He's telling you the truth. Just believe him. And I think the only reason why you might not like this book is just kind of if you are a little shy, if you blush easily. There are a number of intimate scenes. There are various descriptions of sexual acts and what they want / do / hope the other person does to them. There's also some swearing in it. It's not like a lot, but if you're not comfortable with anything rated more than PG-13, this might be pushing it for you a little bit. So that's the only reason why I don't think you would like this book, but that said, I think it's worth it. The only thing I didn't love was I feel like the end was just a little abrupt, but at the same time I don't know how Fox could have improved it, just because the story is about them figuring out that they're meant to be together. And I don't know what the best way to end a story like that is. So I think she did a good job with what she had, but I was also just kind of left wanting more a little bit. So that's all I have for this book. Really enjoyed reading it. Definitely recommend, especially if you do like romance. I enjoyed it, and I think you probably will too. So for next week, I'm going to be checking out The Black Rose of Florence by Michelle Jutari. It's also been sitting in my closet for a while, and I've tried to read it a couple of times, but I just always keep getting interrupted. So I'm gonna finish, I'm gonna let you know my thoughts, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.